Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass.
Hi, I'm Audrey.
And I'm Beto.
And welcome to episode 2 of
The
BBW Talk. So, this is how it works. The first couple of weeks, we're going to explain it to you guys. We pick a topic from a jar. And after that, we just kind of go in on it and give our own opinions of what's going on. We want to first say that all of this is just our own opinions. None of it's advice that we're trying to give you. None of it is something that we're trying to tell you have to go do. We're just hoping that our own experiences can provide a little bit of light to your lives or help you figure out certain situations that may be similar or may not. So, that also being said, we are Christian women, but this is all inclusive. It does not exclude anybody. It is an objective view of things that we've dealt with, and we're just trying to help you maybe find some truth in yourself by giving you our own experiences, okay? All right, my loves. Let's get this started. So, who chose topic last time? Was it you or me?
It was me.
It was you? Okay, so my turn. Let's see. Oh, Audrey's favorite. All right, embracing your inner nerd. Don't feel uncomfortable to be yourself. Yeah.
That's a good topic.
That's a good topic. Let me explain to you why. We are lady nerds. That's what we are. We like anime. We like video games. We like superhero movies. We are, by definition, nerds. Like the kind of girls that you would see that would go to Comic-Con and actually dress up like head to toe. You know we would. We were talking about doing that Harajuku look last time for yeah. Okay. So, the whole point of this topic is to make sure that you know who you are, right? So, Vero, my love, let's start off with you.
Embracing your inner nerd.
Yeah. Not being afraid to be you. What do you think, my love?
Well, I think it's interesting that we talk about this because in play therapy class, like bring that up.
Yeah.
They were asking, how were you in high school? How were you in your former years? And I was like, well, I would think I was considered like one of the dorks because, I loved anime and we were like really into like comic books and whatnot. And a lot of people at that time weren't. In fact, Comic-Con or MegaCon at the time in 2006, there was barely anybody going, and no one even
People
cared.
who went were weird. That's that's how they saw them.
And Desperate Rays was like one of the Japanese J-rock artists at the time that were presenting, and a lot of people didn't know what J-rock was or J-pop was, and it was just like a very small culture. And I always felt like, okay, well, whatever. But now it's this big thing, and everybody loves it. And everybody
trended. Yeah.
And it's great because now everybody can enjoy it, and that's awesome. But I think, like, being okay with what you love and what you like and not having shame about it, no matter if it's cool and in trend or not, is also awesome. And I think that's, like, what I had to learn in high school. I used to read the mangas. I used to watch the animes. I used to, like, do everything. Like she was saying, cosplay. And I loved it.
Me too.
And a lot of people were like, that's so weird. And now it's, like, acceptable. And it's interesting how everything has changed over the years, but it's also a great thing. So embracing it and being happy and proud about it.
Yes, exactly. I was that nerd too. I didn't really tell people, but every Christmas, my mother got us all like video games. Me and my brothers would get video games, and then we would sit there and game together. I've been a gamer since I was like, I don't know, 6 or 5 years old with my older brother who used to have the Atari. You guys remember the Atari? That's old school right there, okay? But, and so regardless of whether it's video games or comic books or going for mud baths or whatever it is that you want to embrace that is an expression of yourself, embrace it, okay? It has nothing to do with what other people think of you. It has nothing to do with other people thinking it's weird. I like comic books. I go to Comic-Con. We play video games. We watch
Studio Ghibli
movies.
Yes.
Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away. Those are movies.
Yes.
Kiki's Delivery Service.
Yes.
I love it.
Fairy Tale.
That's my show. Left me hanging there for a second.
Sorry, I got really excited.
I love that show. But if you don't know what we're talking about, it's basically like Japanese cartoons and stuff like that, And but it's basically their version of comic books of manga is like comic books, but it's not just superheroes. It's sometimes it's everyday people, and it can range from anything. But that's just our thing. That's the kind of nerds we are.
Yes.
Whatever kind of nerd you are, if you're the kind of nerd that likes to walk around in overalls and just randomly paint things in your house, hey, that's the expression of yourself. As long as you're not hurting somebody else or doing something illegal, walk around that house in your overalls and express yourself. There's nothing wrong with embracing who you are.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you a quick example. When I was growing up, in school, everybody had that, the high earring. And by the time we were in high school, a lot of the girls had taken them out. I now have 6 earrings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My hair is purple. Yes, it is. It is purple. And I've realized that when I don't have my earrings in, and if I haven't fixed my hair to, get the purple back up again, I don't feel like me. It has nothing to do with my religious views. It has nothing to do with what other people think of me. I don't do it for someone else. I feel naked. I feel like there's a part of me that is not showing on the outside how creative and bright I am on the inside. And if there's those moments for you, then don't worry about what other people think of you. If you like your hair spiked in green and it makes you feel like yourself, spike in green your hair, homie.
Yes.
You shouldn't be afraid to be who you are. Because you're beautiful, regardless of what it is. Doesn't matter if you're fat or skinny or black or white or Asian or whatever else you are. You're you. And you're unique. And there's only one of you. If you like to wear the little pencil dresses and look very prim and proper, then you wear your pencil dresses. Don't worry about what somebody else tells you. Make sure that you feel good about yourself.
I'm trying to think. I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, everything what she said is exact. Like, I think there's got to be a point that you just feel comfortable with you, and that whatever you do is for yourself, and then you embrace that part of yourself. So for a long time, like I said, like it was like we were the weird kind of
we were the nerds,
like, what? I mean, like, why do you like Japanese culture? You're not even Japanese. Like, we don't get it. So
don't care. It was awesome. That's why.
Now everybody loves Korean culture.
Yeah,
Everybody's talking about Korea.
It's a big thing.
And I'm like,
I'm not really into the Korean thing either.
But no offense to Korea. But
no offense to Korea. We're just
like,
not into the culture as much.
I'm just trying to get, understanding of, like, it's interesting how back then it was not cool and it was totally like, you're weird for this or whatever, but now it's like, gaming is a thing. And I mean, and then again, it's great because it just shows that we're taking away the biases and the stereotypes and all those things that used to disconnect people, and we're merging people and we're being more inclusive and connected. And I think that's awesome too. Because at the end of the day, like, I think it's great that, like, MegaCon is being sold out. I think it's awesome that you see people being okay with being a kid again and embracing that childlike self. I think it's awesome when you're able to do that. And now I share comic books and my love for gaming with my son, which is even, like, greater. So, I think it's one of those things that, just embrace and just take it, when you have a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
So
there's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, I have also been sharing it with my kids too, where, my kids like video games, and they're 4 and 2. And they love video games, and we watch the Studio Ghibli movies, all of those, the Howl's Moving Castle and all of that. And we watch it with the kids, and they love it. They absolutely adore it. And we watch it with adults, and they love it. People who never thought they'd like it. The whole point is it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it is you like manga or you like Star Trek or you don't like any of that stuff. But
or Star Wars.
Or Star Wars. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's something that other people have gone, oh, you're weird for that. As long as it's not like a dangerous, weird behavior that could
you believe that the Force is really,
Okay, that's taken a little far. Yeah, exactly. Like, then at that point, my suggestion to you would be probably talk to someone about that. But, but at the same time, as long as it's something that you enjoy, even if it's like, you play Dungeons and Dragons, whatever. It's weird to some people. Personally, I'm not a Dungeons and Dragon player. I just don't have the stamina to play a game that's that long. But if that's what you like, then don't be afraid to be yourself. And if the people around you are really your friends, and they may not like doing what you do, but at the same time, they'll like understand and treat you with respect because of it. You should, anybody that would disrespect you for something that you like that they don't like is not somebody that really needs to be in your life. Because you are unique. What you like to do is your choice. What you do in your recreational time, what you find is, makes you feel good about yourself, whether it is 6 earrings or it is, purple hair, or it's reading manga or watching anime or going to conventions or even just, having a girls' day once a month. And there's somebody that just doesn't think that that's, oh, that's ridiculous. There's no reason for you to do that. You know what? That's your time. Mm-hmm. That's self-help time. If you can take those moments and go, this is what I like to do, regardless of what anybody else likes, then you keep going with your self-help. It makes you a healthier person to find joy in life. Yeah. It's the beautiful thing with this life.
And I have to say, like, when I became a mother, I thought I had to let go of those things because I thought I had to become a mom and be mature and all these things. And then it was interesting when I started to date my ex, he was like, what did you love before you became a mom? And everything was about being a mom.
Yeah. That's what it all becomes about at some point.
The first thing I said was comic books, video games, and manga and anime. He's like, okay, go back to that. Go back to your first loves. Go back to being who you were before becoming a mom. And embrace that part of yourself. And it really changed my life for the better because I had so much lightheartedness. Not that I wasn't lighthearted before, but I was just always like
exhausted.
Mom. That's all I am is a mom and a one-dimensional thought of myself. And God is multidimensional. Yeah. And what's so amazing was that I started to learn how to become multidimensional within myself and embrace those parts of me that didn't have to go away. Because I really thought, how Paul says that, put your childish things away. I'm like, so I have to kind of like put away video games, put away comic books. And not really, because it's those things that are lighthearted and fun that when you embrace them, you become a child. And, God wants you to be like a child to enter into the kingdom of heaven. So I think it's kind of fun when you can embrace those parts of yourself as well. And not everything has to be so serious and uptight and so rigorous, like how I was acting. Yeah. And I remember one of my coworkers, she's like, you're like this age, but you act like you're 40.
Yeah, man.
I was like in my early 20s.
When you start putting away those joyful things,
and I felt like I was a vieja. I felt really old.
By the way, for those who don't know, vieja
means old.
Vieja means old lady. I'm going to go ahead and we'll see it there. Vieja.
So I really did feel like an old lady because I was just all about work and being mom. And it's great, but you can't lose yourself. Yeah. And that will be in another video, I'm sure, that we're going to talk about.
Oh, we're definitely going to talk about keeping it as a mom. Yeah. We'll talk about that.
But definitely, that's why embracing your inner nerd is so important because that was such a big part of myself. When I found out Audrey loved anime and Japanese and her whole
house was that bestie hookup.
I was like,
that's where the connection came in.
Yes, that's what grew even more deep in our friendship and our love because of God and because of that. How cool was that?
Dude, that was awesome.
That was an answered prayer.
That was an answered prayer, man. That was an answered prayer. I was like, I need someone who can embrace it. Exactly. And even if you don't have an inner nerd like we do, there's something inside you, okay? Yes, biblically, Paul said, okay, you have to put those childish things away. What he meant was the foolishness, the ignorance that comes with youth, that reckless behavior that comes with youth where you do stuff and you're like, I'm not worried about it. I'm never going to die. That has to go away. But you don't have to get rid of the things that give you joy.
Yes.
Whether you believe in God or not, whether you read the Bible or not, there are things, inside of you. I have a professor recently who said, times change, your environment changes, but people never really change. Inside them, the things that they liked are still the things that they like. And things that they didn't like are still things that they don't like. And so there are things in you, there are moments in you when you were in the past, whether you like singing in the shower and someone that you're with is like, oh, don't sing in the shower. It's horrible. Or I used to sing in the car and I had an ex-boyfriend who told me, oh, no, stop it. You always sing with all the songs. You know what I realized? That's a part of my expression. And I love that part of myself. So I get in the car and I sing in the car. And now my kids sing with me, whatever song we're singing. We put on the kids songs, dude. They were jamming at Hammy-Zilla this morning. It's just Perry Grip, funny kid songs. If you're a parent, it's awesome. But just express yourself. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Mm-hmm. You are beautiful as you are. You don't have to be somebody different. If the person that you're with wants to change you from the things that are joyful, then that's maybe you really need to reevaluate where you stand with that person. Mm-hmm. Because the person you're with is supposed to love you for who you are. And the people around you are supposed to love you for who you are. And if you're in a circle of people who are trying to get you to change, to be, the stuck-up person, they want you to be stuck up like them, or they want you to be, uptight like them, or they want you to goof off all the time, and you're not, and you're one of those people that really is prim and proper, maybe you need to find some friends that understand that about you and either, can take that in common with you, or they can respect it about you and still love you regardless. Mm-hmm. You are beautiful as you are. You are unique as you are. And when you finally embrace that inner person, and you realize that you're not afraid to be yourself, you're going to realize how beautiful you are. Man or woman, doesn't matter. You have beauty within you. The ability to create art, the ability to vocalize in a way that's intelligible, the ability to find things that make us feel imaginative. That's what makes us human. And when you start removing those things from your life to please somebody else, you're stealing your own joy. Mm-hmm. There's no reason for that. You deserve to be happy. You deserve it. Mm-hmm. Every week we kind of give you guys a couple of, goals or something. We're going to start, just something to look for. Maybe not even, you don't have to do them, but, something to kind of help you through the week. Yes. Maybe a little suggestion that you can. So goals for the week. All right. So this is what we're going to work on this week, people. Take something that you put in your past, whether it is anime, whether it is watching Star Trek, which I do like. I'm a Next Gen fan. Something that you thought, well, maybe this is childish, maybe I should put it away. Even if it's collecting trains, something. And really start looking at how you feel about that. Do you still like trains? When you see a little toy train, does it kind of make you a little bit excited inside? If someone's watching something that usually in your group of friends would not be acceptable, like Star Trek or like anime or something like that, instead of brushing it off, maybe watch it for a little while, see how you feel about it. Find something about yourself that you used to do, and don't be afraid of it.
Embrace your inner nerd.
Embrace your inner nerd. Mm-hmm. It's so beautiful. Nerds are awesome. Nerds are taking over the world. Embrace your inner nerd. Find joy within yourself. Mm-hmm. And if you can do that, if you can find that joy and that laughter, remember, dry bar comedy. If you can find the joy in these things, if you can and find it in yourself, then that's a life worth living. Mm-hmm. It's something worth doing. And I feel like every person deserves that within their lives. Mm-hmm. Everyone should feel that way. So, my sweets, my loves, my muffins. We will see you next week.
Yes. Bye.